Hello, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am Dr. Gail, and I am so glad that you're here. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Dr. Gail goes down here on Thursday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you will know when I go live. And so tonight, I want to talk to you about something that is running rampant in marriages. And I have been doing this work for 20 years now, and I am on a mission to eradicate sexless marriages, people who think that they can't save their marriages and move forward, all of those different kind of things. But tonight, I want to talk to you about what to do when your spouse refuses to have sex with you. Yes, what to do when your spouse refuses to have sex with you. Now, again, like I said, sexless marriages have been running rampant in our society. And I've been asked as an expert sexologist and all this, why do you think this is happening, Dr. Gail? And I just think it's because people are not wanting to do the work. People are taking each other for granted. Social media has made it okay. And all of these different things are happening in our society. But let me just give you some practical things that you can do to really figure out what is going on in your marriage and how to rekindle the intimacy and the sex that you deserve when you said I do, okay? Number one, you need to get to the root cause of why your spouse is refusing to engage with you sexually. You need to get to the root cause. Now, I get it all the time. Well, I tried to talk to them and they didn't tell me, so I just gave up. No, there's a root cause to why you are not wanting to engage with your spouse. Is it a health issue that is diagnosed or undiagnosed? Because a lot of times people know stuff and they don't share with their spouse, or is undiagnosed and they don't understand what's going on with their body, but they just keep going and going and going. So is it a health issue? For men, is it erectile dysfunction? You don't think that you can rise to the occasion. If for women, is it a GYN problem? Is it blood pressure? Is it low self-esteem? What is it? Is it stress, that you're so stressed that you don't have nothing left at the end of the day, right? Is it resolved issues in the marriage that you don't feel that you can, have a safe place to talk to your spouse about, right? Has your spouse became unattractive to you, right? That you just don't find them attractive anymore. But you need to get to the root cause, because both of you guys are adults and you need to have this conversation, okay? Number two, what you need to do is self-reflect. Understand your emotions. Understand your feelings. Understand that you are feeling a certain way, and ask yourself these, is it me, or is it something outside of myself? Because a lot of times we want to point our fingers to our spouse, but it could be something that we did, said, or did not do, right? That has put that person in a space where they don't want to connect with you intimately or sexually, right? So self-reflect and take ownership. And this is something that's very hard to do. And especially, I find it in my practice all the time. It's easy to say, well, she withheld sex, or he did this, or he didn't pay the bill, or whatever. It's easy to point the finger. But remember, when you point the finger, you have three of them pointing right back at you, okay? So self-reflect. Number three, ask the hard questions. First of all, you need to make an appointment with your spouse, because when you're not connecting sexually, you're probably not talking outside of the bedroom. And if you are, Most of the time, you're probably arguing. So that is not a great conversation. So set a time and ask your spouse, when is the best time for us to have a meaningful conversation about what we have going on in our marriage? Set the time. You set appointments for every other area of your life. Set the time for that and ask the hard questions. And be prepared to answer hard questions, right? Because this is a give and take thing. Number one, hard question. Why have you stopped sleeping and desiring me? And be prepared for the answer. It could be a range of things. Could be, that you're not bathing enough. It could be that you hurt my feelings. It could be that you're not sexually satisfying me anymore. It could be whatever that looks like. Ask the hard question. Number two, am I still attractive to you, right? And for men are very visual. Very visual. And not saying that we're, as women, we're not, but men are very visual. So if your spouse has become unattractive to you, you need to know those things. Not saying that you got to just go jump through hoops, but you need to know why they have become unattractive to you. Have you put on a lot of weight? Have you lost too much weight? What is it that has made me unattractive to you? Number three, are you having any health challenges that you haven't shared with me? Because again, especially for men, if they're having any kind of erectile dysfunction or if they're having any anxiety, performance anxiety, most of the time that makes them pull away. Okay. And that's the reason why I wrote the book, Praying for the Penis, because, you guys don't communicate freely with us and we need to know. Number four, have I did or said something to you that hurt you? Because a lot of times we think just because you said I'm sorry or y'all haven't talked about it that is in the past. No, a lot of times we do harbor hurt and unforgiveness. And number five, are you getting sex from someone else? Be prepared for the answers. Okay? So you got to ask these hard questions, okay? And be prepared to not only ask them, but to receive the answers, okay? And number four, you need to invest in yourself and in your marriage. We invest in all kind of stuff: television, cell phones, trips, vacation, other education. But we don't take the time to invest in our marriages. And I'm not just talking about financial. We don't take the time to invest in each other and sit down and have meaningful conversations. We can get on the phone as women and just talk for hours with our girlfriends about the good, the bad, the ugly, the negative, the funny, the silly. You guys, most men are not very talkative, but when they do, they can go and have conversations with their boys. But to sit down and have meaningful conversations with your spouse, the person that you said you're going to spend the rest of your life with, we find it very, very hard to do. Why is that? And if you're going to invest in a vacation, invest in someone like me or someone else in order to fix the problems before you go on vacations, because they're not going to change. You're just going to take those problems from one situation to a vacation and back. So why not fix what is going on in your marriage and invest? Because again, your spouse is the only walking, talking, living, breathing person that you cut a covenant with and you said you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Not TVs, not designer handbags, not shoes, not sports games, not vacations, not cars, not houses, that's the only person. But we don't want to invest in that. The person that you became one flesh with the day that you said I do. And my final note is that if you're in a sexless marriage, fix it. Life is short. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Fix it, because intimacy within marriage and sex is good for you, is good for your health, is good for the body, is good for the marriage, it is good for your family structure, okay? I love you guys to pieces. I am here every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before I go, if you want this video or any of my videos on my channel sent to anybody because you don't want to be the one to send it to me, do me a favor. Just click the link pod below and I will have one of my team members send this video or whatever video you request on your behalf. And also, if you need to speak to me, in the link pod, you can schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you with one situation and give you a tool and a strategy that I know work. I love you to pieces. I will see you next week.